to Marwan Bishara, Al Jazeera senior political analyst. He joins us from Paris. So what is your assessment, Marwan, of where we are at? Is Hamas been backed into a corner right now?
Yes, but it's not just right now. It's been basically backed into a corner since the spring of 24, because the war has continued ever since in a genocidal way for no other reason than to destroy Gaza. And it seemed like Hamas was responsible because of October 7, and now everything is being translated into a deal. So it's sort of war by other means, if you will. But in that sense, I would agree with your earlier, both guest alone as well as James, in the sense that the situation here, it is what it is, and what they said, I'm not going to repeat what they said. But I'm going to add that it's not just about Netanyahu. It is about Netanyahu, but it's not just about Netanyahu. Netanyahu is a political predator. He's a political animal. And he is cheater, he's a liar, pathological liar, and he's able to do the sort of games, right? That's why he's the longest serving minister in Israel, prime minister. But it's the same thing. I've seen it myself personally when I was in Madrid in 1991 with Shamir, Netanyahu's guru. I've seen it in Oslo in 1993 when I was in Washington. I've seen it again with Netanyahu in 1996. I've seen it again with Sharon and the Bush vision of a Palestinian state in 2004. I've seen it again and again and again, and that's why I've been trying to say throughout this evening is that we need to have memory, we need to have context, we need to have history in mind, that none of this is new. It's not about just Trump and Netanyahu. It is about the United States and Israel. They've been allies together, complicit in the occupation of Palestine for the past 50 years. They've been complicit together throughout the peace process, so-called peace process, the past 35 years. And the Saudis joined, just as they are now. They joined back in 1991. They actually went to Madrid. They were present in Madrid, International Peace Conference. But what did it lead to? We had 75,000 illegal settlers in 1991. Today, we have 750,000 settlers. Israel controls, occupies, commits genocide more than ever before in history throughout those 30 years of so-called peace process. And the problem is the same today as it was then. Vague agreements that are controlled by Israel, dictated by the United States, where Israel is able to turn everything into stages and phases and control the implementation, while the Palestinians are ever more marginalized and Palestine is ever more occupied.
So, Marwan, what happens next, do you think? We heard from Alan Pinkas that Prime Minister Netanyahu has managed to buy some time. He goes back to a Jewish holiday, so he's not immediately under pressure to confront the right-wing elements of his government. The ball, as we've been discussing, at least for now, seems to be in Hamas's court. What is your sense of what happens next?
Let's give you again, a bit of history, right? So Shamir failed after Madrid and Rabin came, right? Netanyahu failed in 1999 and Ehud Barak came. Sharon, made sure that the so-called international roadmap for peace does not work, and then he died, basically. So we've seen this film, play again and again, and I think we're going to see it again, right? That's why I said déjà vu all over again, in the sense that we're going to go back to the situation that we were before. But in the process, Palestine, or I should say Gaza, might get some respite. The Palestinians in Gaza might get, whatever, hopefully many, many days of no bombardment, and maybe they'll get some more food. But while everything has changed in Palestine over the past 2 years, nothing has changed. While everything has changed in terms of Israel's policies, committing genocide the way it did, becoming more isolated, nothing has changed. Why? I'll take you back to my point number one, Israel and the United States. Because Netanyahu, like his predecessors, can always count on unconditional American support whenever Israel screws up, whenever Israel violates agreements. We've just seen that recently in March. We've seen that also under Biden. Consistently, Israel violates, Israel occupies, Israel illegally settles, Israel carries the violence, the assaults and whatever, accuses the Palestinians of barbarism, of terrorism, while it continues to carry its colonial projects and now its genocide, because it counts on the support of the United States. So while we're addressing this scene that we've seen today, I keep reminding our viewers around the world that just like we saw George Walker Bush in 1991, just like we saw Clinton and Arafat in 1993, and we saw Mahmoud Abbas and George Jr. in 2004, I think it's repeating itself again. Israel can count on the United States. The United States is an ally of Israel, not of the Palestinians. And Israel will continue with its colonialism. It will continue with its quiet war in the West Bank. It will continue to eat away at Jerusalem. It will continue to illegally settle the West Bank. It will continue to control and bomb and assassinate Palestinians. This will continue. Everything's changed, but everything is still the same.
Marwan Bishara, Al Jazeera senior political analyst. Thank you.
Don't miss out and get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.